Welcome back to the Family Dynamic Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks. This is podcast number 2. So we thank you guys for rocking with us. Again, we are Kevin and Alicia Meeks, and here on this podcast, we talk about the family, blended family, the dynamics of marriage, co-parenting, and all the triumphs and all of the lessons that we've learned throughout these years being a married couple. And today we want to talk about.
Today we're going to talk about why did we get married? That's a question that everyone it goes through every couple's head at some point. Even if you're not married, you may say like, "Why am I in this relationship with this person? Why did I get married?" That is a real question. So when you start to think about like, why did you get married? You think about the qualities of what you think is a good wife or the qualities of what you feel is a good husband. So, what were some of the qualities that made you feel like this relationship stood out from all of the rest that you needed to wife me up?
Okay. One of the qualities that was immediate and it just jumped out at me was your willingness to get in and want to help with the things that you saw in me. Um, the way you affirm me and the way you wanted to be a family. That's something that I wanted throughout my life. And it goes a lot deeper, but you wanted to be a family. You wanted to build something. And you stood out from the rest because a lot of in this day and age, especially dating, like it's all about yourself, what you can get, and you immediately wanted to give. So that was like to me, I didn't care about what else I was gonna go through or what else I didn't know about you and relationships or how you was gonna be like that. I'm like, I can hang my hat on that. We can work the rest out.
Well, that's good, Whoopi.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What's going on?
So some of the qualities that led me to say yes is that Kevin was very driven. I saw that he just had a hard working spirit about him, and that's something I really like in a man because I don't want no lazy man that's not willing to get up and do something. Like, you're not gonna be sitting around playing the game, and we gotta get out here and get this money. Like, we gotta get out here and get this money. We need to take care of our household. So that was the first quality that I saw right off the bat because he was a truck driver at the time, and he used to have to get up at the crack of dawn to go to work. And I was just like, wow, he gets up and he goes and go to sleep and get off the phone because he has to go to work. And that was very impressive. And then the second thing that really stood out to me is that he was a great father. When I first started dating him, he would tell me like, "Oh, I got my boys this weekend. Oh, I got my boys this weekend." And I'm like, "Okay." This is constant. It's continuous. Like, it's not once a month. It was like every other weekend continuously. And it was a priority for him. And he was excited about it. It wasn't grudgingly. Like, he willingly wanted to be a father. And there's a lot of men out here that are not willing. Um, they have to be forced. They have to be forced by the courts or the baby mama dragging them back and forth, over there, stalking them or something. Surely not me. But it's just a lot of men that has to be forced. So that really stood out to me. And then the next thing was the attention that he was giving me. I personally wanted companionship at the time. Um, I was a single mom. I had just finished my master's degree. I had just moved into my little townhouse and I didn't need anything. I just wanted something. I wanted someone to pay attention to me because I was so giving to everyone that I know with my time and energy. And I just wanted somebody to focus on me because I'm always focused on everything.
Right.
So I needed someone to focus on me. And Kevin came straight in, focused on me, like concerned. Um, Actually, we were on the phone one time in the beginning stages of dating, and my roof was getting fixed. And I'm on the phone with him, and I'm baking some turkey wings. Ugh, I'm a pescatarian now, but I do miss them turkey wings. But I was baking the turkey wings, and I was sitting on the couch working from home, and I was on the phone with him, and a shovel came through the ceiling, missed me by this much, and I was just hysterical. Like I just didn't know what to do. Like, oh my God, like that could have killed me. My baby would have came home from school and her mom would have been dead on the couch. And I was on the phone with him and I'm like, oh my God, the man dropped the shovel through the roof. And as quickly as he could, he popped up at my house. And I think that was his first time coming to my house.
And see, you got to paint the picture. I wish we had the picture because at the time she had a townhouse that had, I think it was like 15-foot ceilings. And from that drop, I'm talking about, it was like, when I seen the picture, I'm like, man, you was almost gone.
It was crazy. It was nothing but God. But anyway, he in a blink of an eye, I don't know where he was or what he was doing, but he came immediately to check on me. And we weren't in a relationship or anything. And then the person from the construction company, I the roofing company or what have you, I contacted them and they came. And even though we weren't in a relationship or nothing, he was talking to the people as if I was his wife or something. Like, and I was like, hey, yo, look at him taking charge like this. And so those are some of the qualities, and there's many more, but those were a few qualities that really stood out to me about him. The way that he treated me, the interest that he showed in his children, and the type of father he was and was aspiring to be. Like, he knew he wasn't perfect as a father, but he wanted to be better and he wanted to do more. And so that was just really attractive.
And one of the things that I didn't mention, which is something maybe the ladies can take from this, my wife was extremely busy. She was a busy body at the time. And you had to almost like, walk through raindrops to get to her because she was doing stuff like she was running around for her daughter for the cheer. She was doing the fundraisers.
All-star cheer.
For the cheer moms. She was working full-time job. She was, just very active in the church, active with her mom. It was just a lot going on. And to get to her, it was like a chase. And I know guys, we like to chase, at least modern day guys. I like to chase. And she was busy. She wasn't trying to be so much up under me, but she had her own thing going. And I was really drawn to her individuality. Because we didn't even have like for real dates.
No, we didn't. I didn't have time for that. I didn't have no time. I didn't have time. First of all, I wasn't letting anyone really come around my daughter, so I couldn't really date that much. And my daughter took a lot of my time. Although my mother at the time was very, very, very willing to just watch my baby anytime, any place. Just let her know I like being with my baby. And so she was in all-star cheer and it was very, very busy. And we were flying in and out of everywhere, going to competitions. Like we were dating and I had already booked for Disney. I had already booked for Disney like in July. And then he started trying to date me at the end of August. And so once it got around November, December, I'm like, do you want to come with me to Disney? Because then that can be time that we can have to, and so
See what I'm talking about? I had to get in her schedule.
I'm just saying, and so that was just it. I was busy. I was very busy. I did work full time. That's just what it is when you're a single mom. And I recall him telling my daughter this, now that she's dating and everything like that, like, let somebody, like, don't be so available. And I wasn't trying not to be available. I just really was. I mean, most people watching this that know us, that know me, I'm a busy person. And that's just what it is. And I'm still busy to this day. But we all make time for what's important.
Absolutely.
And so I was trying to fit him in. Like, he'll say, want to go out? And I'm like, let me look. I had Cozy at the time. I lived by Cozy. And I was like, let me look in Cozy. No, maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe a Friday in 2 weeks at 3.
Yeah,
and so it was super crazy. And it just really was. And like he said, he liked that because I really didn't even have time to like just be like, I don't know what he was used to. These people blowing him up. But I didn't have time to be calling. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we really spent a lot of time on the phone. I just don't know. We just talked a lot. Communication was really, really, really the basis of our relationship because we weren't really dating as far as going out. But one thing that we did do is for the first 60 or 30 days, we saw each other every day.
Oh yeah, it was every day, and and that was one of the words that we lived by in our relationship. We was extremely intentional, and at that point, our relationship was on a me and her basis at that time as well. And we kept some things to ourselves, and we really built with each other in that time. And it was really exciting. For her to ask me to go or to invite me to go to Florida with her was a great thing. And that's the one thing that I want some fellas to take away, and some women, you can give your perspective, is that what we look for, it wasn't vanity. It wasn't the way. Of course, she's beautiful, but it wasn't vanity. It was more of what do I need, and do I see that in you, and can I see myself going the long road with you? And I really was like, okay, I can do this. And that's the problem with a lot of relationships. It's you have to have all of this stuff. You got to check the boxes. You got the financial boxes. You got the look boxes. You got all of these boxes.
And that's very shallow.
Yeah.
It's very shallow to me. I feel it's very shallow for a woman to be concerned about what all a man has. Because, see, and that goes back to our spiritual beliefs. Like, I just totally believe that whatever God brings together, he's going to bless it. And immediately upon our union, we were just getting blessed left and right. We opened up 2 businesses within 2 years. We got custody of our son. Like, it was just all, like, just one thing after another. It was popping off, like blessings were overflowing. And I feel because God knew that we were intentionally trying to please him, because we could have waited until our Cancun wedding, August 2nd of 2015. But we didn't. We got married 3/13/14, and that was intentionally to be pleasing to God. And then from there, while we waited for the Cancun wedding, we just were being blessed. Even in Cancun at the resort, absolutely. It was just one blessing after another. It was the best days of my life, beginning my life with Kevin. It was just wonderful. And so those are the reasons why we got married. Other reasons some people get married, I would just say cut out the vanity stuff and the shallow stuff. Like, it doesn't matter how much money a person has, what type of vehicle they're driving, because those are fixable things. Man. Those are things that can come and go, because they can have it in the beginning. But then later on, they could lose it. You could lose it as quick as you get it. So then what? What is your relationship standing on? Even looks, they can come and go. You never know. They can get better or get worse. You never know.
Right.
And so, with that being said, if you base your relationship or your marriage off of those things, those shallow things, then what do you really have? Because, like, even now, with us almost being empty nesters, our children are away at college, doing their thing. And what if we didn't like each other? What if we didn't want to talk? Like, we're in this house basically by ourselves, sometimes because my son goes to his mom. So then during those times, we're just me and him here. So with that being said, like, what if we didn't like each other? Then, like, what type of marriage would that be? So I just really suggest that anyone who's thinking about getting married, think about why. Or, like, ask yourself why. Ask your significant other why. Like, why are we getting married?
For real.
Facts. Like, why? Why are we getting married? And see what those answers are. Why are we getting married? And see what those answers are. Like, why do you want to marry me? I remember when we were in the engagement stage, the brief amount of time it was, but a lot of couples were drawn towards us. And when he would ask them, like, so what's making you think about getting married? Because a lot of couples got married after we got married, and so sometimes they would be stuck. Like, yeah, what do I like about this person? And I think it was like a light bulb going off, like, let me really think about this, because just because she cute, just because she got a good job,
or just because we've been together for so long,
yeah, or the sex is good, to be honest, like, that's just not enough. That's not going to take you there. So, why did you get married?
That's the question.
Why do you want to get married?
Yeah.
That's all. That's where we at with it. So, those are the reasons why we got married. What are some of the reasons why you got married?
Absolutely.
Put some down in the comments. Reasons why you got married. I would love to hear some of the reasons why you chose to marry your spouse, because many people have many options. So why did you choose that individual? What stood out that was so different about that person that they needed to be your husband or your wife?
So we thank you guys on the Family Dynamic Podcast with Kevin and Alicia Meeks. Number 2, hey, put down in the comments again, why did you get married? Ask your spouse. Have a collective conversation between you and your spouse. Why did we get married? What did you like about me? What are some things that you want to see change or whatever into this union that we have? Or before you get married, ask yourself, why are we getting married? Like, sit down. If you're a fiance or you're thinking about getting married.
And if you have a hard time answering that, that's a red flag. Because you should know the reason why. It has to be more than a ring. That might be a topic. That may be a topic. Like, does the ring mean a thing? So you all have to subscribe to us. We're going to have many, many, many more topics. And so that's a Kevin and Alicia, and we're gone.
We out.